Nomita from mysavvyworld.com. So today I'm talking from my sister's house, and this is my niece's bedroom here. I found a quiet spot here to get in touch with y'all and kind of adjusted this camera. So anyway, today's topic is about passion and hard work and why that may not be cutting it. Really, even though you may be extremely passionate about dentistry and what you do, very passionate about the kind of care you give your patients, passionate about doing the best you can in the office and putting in all the hard work. In spite of both those, why you may be not feeling that ultimate joy and that ultimate satisfaction that you thought having your own practice would give you. I have sold my own practice now about 4.5 years back, and so really what I'm sharing is my own 2020 hindsight. However, even though this hindsight came out of my lessons learned from the dental office, what I learned is absolutely helpful to everything I do in the future, everything that I am working on. So I always love to reflect and learn from whatever I have done. Do you follow? It's always the best to learn from your past, errors, good things, bad things, whatever, learn from that and then move on and apply it. So hopefully this helps a lot of you that are obviously in your own dental practices, and maybe it will give you all a lot of aha moments, which is my goal, or it will at least spark that thinking, which I think will be extremely beneficial no matter where you are in life. All right, so let me let me tell you, I'm going to call this passion for dentistry, loving what we do, plus the perseverance or the hard work that we put in, right? All of us, I can say, have the passion and the perseverance, when we have our own dental practice, right? I can safely say that for me, and I bet you it is the same for you. So I'm going to call this passion and perseverance grit. We all have grit, right? Okay, so now my dental practice was born out of what I grit for, right? What I'm passionate and what I persevere for, and I work hard for. But what happened is it did not give me any of those. The things that I was passionate about and that I would work hard for, it did not give me any of those because I confused what that grit was with popular success parameters. I confused what was important for me with the popular success parameters. This is really important. Do you see? And I'm going to explain it to you. But remember this, that you want to be very clear that what you grit for may be different from the popular success parameters, and be extremely aware of the two. That way you don't confuse yourselves like I did. Okay, so number one is that I gritted for freedom. Okay, I valued freedom. But what I confused was that freedom equals the popular success parameter of being financially independent, financially highly successful. I thought freedom equals financial success, and that's not the case. Financial success is a part of freedom, but that's not all that freedom is. And so I felt like I'm being financially so successful, everything's doing so well, but I still did not feel free. And now, I can see clearly, of course, I wouldn't feel free, because those two are not the same. And, one has to, once you are aware of that, then you can kind of work towards that, and close that gap. So number 2 is that I confused that, well, I felt that having my own practice and being a practice owner is equal to being my own boss, right? And of course, the benefits of being your own boss, setting your own timings, working the way you like to work, with the kind of people you like to work, the patience, all that is the good part about being the boss. But being a practice owner is not equal to just being the boss. There is a lot more that goes in being a practice owner than just that being a boss part of it. And again, there was a huge disconnect in what I thought it was and what it really turned out to be. So that was another disconnect. The third one was I confused, or I felt being a practice owner means I will leverage myself, leverage myself for increased income with hiring more. I felt, so here, let me start that again. I felt that as a business owner, I'll be able to leverage myself, for higher income. And what leveraging myself for higher income equals hiring more employees and having a bigger practice. Again, that is not the same thing. Leveraging yourself is not equal to having more employees and a bigger practice, right? Having more employees and a bigger practice is part of leveraging yourself. But unless you have the systems and teams that are running the practice, very sound systems and teams in place, unless you have that, you're not going to be leveraging yourself. In fact, you're going to be bogged down with more work as you increase the number of employees and make that office bigger. Huge disconnect that I had. Number 4 is, as a business owner, I thought that I will have a lot of time freedom, and flexibility at work. Do you follow? I felt that I'll be able to have a lot of time freedom and flexibility, and I thought that is equal to do you follow? I felt that having more time freedom and flexibility would be equal to being more free. However, again, just having that time freedom and flexibility was good, but there is a lot more to being free as a business owner. There were so many other things that took up my time and responsibilities that I had, that at the end of the day, actually the little time freedom and flexibility that I did have as a practice owner was kind of swallowed by all these other responsibilities that were added, and I didn't realize that these two were not one and the same, right? So that was a disconnect. And really, finally, I thought that being a practice owner, I will be able to set a really good example for my kids that, here's mom, she stands for something, that she cares about, and she's willing to go through the hard work and the ups and downs for something she's passionate and she stands for, right? And so that was a big part of what this being a practice owner meant to me. However, that part was there, but it also comes with a lot of stress, long days, coming home tired, and being short-tempered and little irritable. And so that really did not set the best example for the kids. So again, there was a disconnect. I was trying to set a good example, but what was really happening was that I was more often not doing that and feeling stressed and kind of snapping at the kids. So now you can see. And what I want you to take home from this is, think about what could be your disconnects, if any. It could be one or more of what I shared, or it could be something else. But the key is to find out, what is it that you think you want and what is the reality. Once you are clear about those two, that's the first step. Then we'll be able to work on, bridging the two and figuring out how to get the two, get that gap to close up. And so you start to feel really good about what you're doing. So I hope this is helpful. Give me a thumbs up, if this resonates with you. Write something in the comments that you're going through, and maybe the community and all of us may shed a new perspective and be helpful to you. So with that, have a wonderful rest of the Sunday. I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you.